Welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, no, I am not suggesting the Maple Leafs trade for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Before we get the video rolling here, this is Kyle Dubas's Twitter, and these are tweets that he has liked, and he liked this tweet here. I am a long-suffering Leaf fan tired of heartbreak, looking for Kyle Dubas to make a trade already. Kyle, is there something that you want to tell us? Is there something that you want to share with us? Is there something big happening? I kind of just want to know. And guys, right now we are sitting at 1.89K subscribers. It would be really nice to get over that 1.9K hump, and eventually 2,000. 2,000 might be stretching it right now, but if there are some new viewers here, please do consider subscribing because we are going to do a lot of stuff here on this channel over the next couple of weeks. But the Coyotes seem to be having some kind of a fire sale, so it is worth taking a look at their roster. Basically, between them being late on paying players their bonuses and the draft picks that they had to forfeit at the Combine, it looks like the Coyotes are pretty much cooked. Now, if we take a look at their cap-friendly page, I don't think that they're interested in trading guys away like Connor Garland. However, if they were, I would be heavily interested in that player. It's more than likely going to be guys making sizable money. No, I'm not interested in Clayton Keller. No, I'm not interested in Phil Kessel or Derek Stepan, Nick Schmaltz. That's way too much money. Christian Dvorak would be a decent little player to look at, but that's way too much money for way too long. So, who am I looking at here on Arizona? But I've narrowed the list down to a couple of skaters here, and Ekman-Larsson is just there to show why you shouldn't be interested in him. He just hasn't had very good seasons the past couple of years. I mean, if they're really stripping it back, I would be really heavily interested in a guy like Jacob Chychrun, who is signed long-term on a very reasonable contract of $4.6 million. Nicholas Johnsson is the guy that I would be interested in. I mean, he's had his injury problems, but when he is healthy, he's one of the better defensive defensemen around the league, but he's already stated that he's not interested in waiving his no-movement clause. Hinostroza is an RFA for them this offseason, and I think that he would be an interesting guy for the Maple Leafs to take a stab at. I think he would be a very good number 3 or number 4 center to the team and would give the Leafs a little bit more depth if he was available via a trade. And here on EvolvingHockey.com, the Twins have him projected on signing a $2.4 million deal over the course of 3 seasons. But if we're going to look at that deal on what they project him to sign over a 2-year deal, it's a little bit less at $1.9 million. What I am interested when I'm calling the Arizona Coyotes in a trade is one of their goalies here. And if they're looking to save a little bit of money for the future here, Antti Raanta only has a year left on his deal and he's owed $4 million in real money. Darcy Kuemper, on the other hand, has this year and next year left at $3.5 million salary this season, but it goes up to $5.5 million the season after that. I think that Darcy Kuemper would cost you more to acquire in a trade, but I think that they would be more willing to part with that goaltender if that makes sense. From December 1st, 2019 onwards until the season paused here, Frederik Andersen in terms of 5-on-5 save percentage here, minimum 400 minutes played out of the 62 goalies that are ranked, Frederik Andersen was the 10th worst, tied with Martin Jones. You don't want to be tied with Martin Jones for anything, and that .904 save percentage is not counting the goals against or the goals that he allowed while on the penalty kill. This is just at 5-on-5. If we're looking at his split starts here, it's really interesting to compare Frederik Andersen's save percentage to the win-loss record of the Toronto Maple Leafs, because in the month of October, where he posted a .901 save percentage, the team was decent. They were 6-2-2 with him in the net, and in the month of November, when he was absolutely fantastic, they posted a 7-3-1 record when he was in the net. In December, so when that sample size kicks in, .904 save percentage, they were also 7-3-1. That's when Sheldon Keefe kind of took over, and they went on that miraculous 9-0-1 run. And then January and February, the wheels kind of fell off the bus there, and the team really sucked, just overall as a whole. That month of December is very fascinating because that's the best month that the Toronto Maple Leafs had all season long. They were clicking on all cylinders that month, and Frederik Andersen was still really struggling. But to be fair to Freddie here, ever since the Toronto Maple Leafs acquired him back in the 16-17 season, all he's done is be the most used goalie in the entire National Hockey League by an absolute long shot over that time period. And that does catch up to you. This is a little bit of a different sample size from February 7th onwards, so this is after Jack Campbell was a Toronto Maple Leaf, and Jack Campbell played legitimately well for the Leafs after they acquired him here. Frederik Andersen still finds himself in the bottom half of this list in terms of 5-on-5 save percentage. Out of the 66 goalies here, he's tied for 19th still with Devan Dubnyk, and Devan Dubnyk did not have a very good season this year. And I know that Frederik Andersen battled some stuff during that time, and the Toronto Maple Leaf defense wasn't really too great in front of him, but Jack Campbell, playing in front of that very same defense, finds himself 19th on this list from February 7th onwards with a .928 5-on-5 save percentage. I absolutely love Frederik Andersen, but he's got 1 year left on his deal, and the window to win is now. Can you go into next season feeling confident enough that last season was just a one-off for Freddie? Can you afford to take that risk? And I know after having a couple of months off, maybe healing from some injuries and having some time to rest up, Frederik Andersen came back and had a very good series against the Columbus Blue Jackets. But then again, how much of a test really is that? I mean, Columbus was bottom 5 in the league in goals scored. And then there's these stats here that people like to throw out when talking about Frederik Andersen. He's 2-5 with a 3.16 goals against average and a .902 save percentage in 7 career playoff games when facing elimination. Is this a guy that you can ride with and win a cup with? I know you guys have heard me talk about and how I feel about Freddie a lot here on this channel, but I feel compelled to do that whenever I suggest trading for another goalie or getting another goalie in here, because Darcy Kuemper has been one of the better goalies in the NHL over the last couple of seasons. I would really like to be wrong here, and I would like for the Leafs to ride into next season and have Frederik Andersen have a bounce back year or have a year similar to like he did in the 18-19 season, because holy shit, he was awesome that year. From the 2016-2017 season to the 18-19 season here, goals above replacement and wins above replacement are counting stats, so guys who play more games or more minutes will be favored with these two stats here. But when we're looking at Frederik Andersen over the course of those 3 seasons, it's kind of hard to argue with the guy when he's just number 1. I don't know what it would cost to get Darcy Kuemper from the Arizona Coyotes, but they are having a fire sale, so maybe Andreas Johnsson and a draft pick or Andreas Johnsson and a prospect gets that deal done. No idea, but the question that I will leave you guys with, because if you're getting a guy like Kuemper, you have to answer this question first. Are you confident in Frederik Andersen having a bounce back season next year? Because the defense wasn't very good in front of him this year, but Frederik Andersen also wasn't very good either. And when you're answering that question, you have to take into account that the Maple Leafs are more than likely not going to be able to afford him beyond next season and his next contract. And I don't really know if they should be exploring it, even if they can afford him, because he is 31 turning 32. All I'm doing here is posing the question. I don't necessarily have an answer for you, and I don't want to be the one to have to make that decision. The Toronto Maple Leafs don't have to trade Frederik Andersen. They don't have to go out there and get another goalie, but there are options, and there are questions to be answered, I think, and they're very fair questions. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys are thinking, and make sure to like the video if you did like it, and subscribe for more, because more is always on the way. And guys, remember, this offseason's going to be stressful.